Hello guys and welcome back to Tonsil Hobbies, and you know what? This is indeed my third attempt at this video, because every time I've done this video, I was either in tears or I started blabbering on something that was on topic but was way too long for a video. I just decided, you know what, I need to calm down, give myself a day, relax, talk to my friends about it, and then come back and do this video when I have all my thoughts in my head and know what I actually want to say. Because there's a lot to this episode I really want to say. First off, Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas. It is indeed the Christmas season for 2020. And Disney has been giving me a Christmas present for the last, 8 weeks. They have just been coming out with these Mandalorian episodes, guys. And I love The Mandalorian. I love The Mandalorian so much. In this episode, we are going to be talking about Episode 8, guys. The season finale. This episode you do not want to be spoiled on, guys. Trust me. By this point, if you're on the internet, you probably already have. And I apologize for that. I really think you guys shouldn't be spoiled. I know of a guy who was in a live chat the other day who was just like, "Oh, I'm here to talk Star Wars. Oh, The Mandalorian. I haven't seen it. I don't care about spoilers. Just talk about." And I'm sitting here like, really, dude? No, don't be like this guy. Go and watch this episode, man. This was just a fantastic episode. And as a Star Wars fan, it makes me very, very happy. We are going to get into this. Oh boy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you haven't seen Star Wars, The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 8, click off this video. Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is what I really want to talk about with this episode right off the bat. So, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am not a fan of Episode 8. I have many problems with this movie, indeed. And one of the biggest problems is, of course, Luke Skywalker. And look, if you love Episode 8, if you're a sequel lover, fine. I have no problem with you, man. Just acknowledge that I don't like it, and we can still be friends, you know? The fact is, all I needed from Episode 8, all I wanted from Luke Skywalker, is just one moment, where we get to see Luke Skywalker be the master we all know him to be. Okay? I'm not talking God-level strength, and something that they did very good in this episode is with the fact that they didn't use God-level strength with Luke Skywalker. I'm not talking about, even though I joke around about the idea that Luke Skywalker should be able to go boom and knock all of the First Order ships away in Episode 8. God-level strength is not necessarily what Star Wars does, and all I needed from Luke Skywalker is just one scene for him to be a master. Light up the green saber, go toe-to-toe with stormtroopers, and then what would have been awesome is for him to actually fight Kylo Ren and die. Okay, people say, "Oh, the biggest problem with Luke Skywalker is that they died in Episode 8. I feel that way. I do. I feel that way because with him dying in Episode 8, That was the end. That, for me at the time, that was the last time I was gonna see Luke, and I never got to see him light up the green lightsaber and actually, you know, act like a true, strong, powerful Jedi. I get it. He's powerful. He's able to force, project himself across the universe. Great. But I don't really care. I want him there. I want the actual Luke Skywalker there, to battle with a couple of stormtroopers. Show that he is far better with a lightsaber than he has ever been, and go toe to toe with Kylo Ren and then die. I thought with Kylo Ren killing him, that would make Kylo Ren look less like an idiot in the Last Jedi. I feel like this could have been so amazing and something I've always wanted. What you see? Luke Skywalker back. And we got that. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Especially Jon Favreau. I cannot thank you enough for giving me this. We got Luke Skywalker versus Dark Troopers, man. Versus Dark Troopers. Lighting up the green lightsaber, and he's not God strength powerful or anything. He's not doing anything we've never seen a Jedi do. I mean, you think of what happens in the prequels. The prequels have more godlike powers than what Luke does. All I ever wanted to see was Luke Skywalker take out a couple stormtroopers with a lightsaber. And what does he do? He takes out Dark Troopers with a lightsaber and even force crushes one of them. We've seen Jedi force crush, droids before, and these Dark Troopers are droids. It's just a perfect fit. And the fact that we got pretty much a Vader scene for Luke Skywalker, oh my god! It was absolutely amazing. I love Luke Skywalker for that. And the face of Luke Skywalker. I got to admit, the CGI looks better in Rogue One with Tarkin. It looks a little rough with Mark Hamill. But it's Luke Skywalker. I don't care. I love this. And I love this. And I can't thank everyone who worked on this. I cannot thank them enough, because people will say that this is nothing but fan service and that this is bad storytelling because blah 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 blah, because you're not thinking about the people who haven't known anything of Star Wars, blah blah blah. This is the way I look at it, okay? And this is something that I love about The Mandalorian so much. The Mandalorian is not, and I want to be very clear about this, even with Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, this story is not about those references. This story has those references to connect to the bigger world of Star Wars. Prequel lovers like me, original trilogy lovers like me, I love the Clone Wars. I grew up with the Clone Wars. Clone Wars lovers like me, as well as sequel fans and the expanded universe fans, the Legends fans, can all get those references and be happy about it. And people complain, oh, they shouldn't have the sequel stuff. Oh, they shouldn't have the Clone Wars stuff. It doesn't matter. The story isn't about that. This is a standalone story in Star Wars. That's what I love about it. Okay, they're making references to the idea of the First Order. Bleh, you know? It's like, that's part of Star Wars. You know, as much as I don't like the sequel trilogy, I'm fine with them making references. It's not like this is going to become the beginning of the First Order. Sure, they're giving hints that it could become the beginning of the First Order, but this is still a standalone story with The Mandalorian. The story is about the Mandalorian, a bounty hunter Mandalorian who, on a job, found a baby Yoda, a young Yoda species, a Grogu. He finds that, and through his adventures, he is tasked to find its home. He is tasked to find the Jedi to give it back. And something that I really, really liked is that this whole thing wasn't about him finding the Yoda species planet and naming the Yoda species something else and finally learning about Yoda's history or anything like that. Because George Lucas has even said before in the past that he never wants to touch Yoda's species because the mystery is why it's fantastic, you know? And I love the fact that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau didn't go the whole route of finding Yoda's planet, home species planet. I love the fact that it was always about just finding the Jedi. And many Jedi, we could have had quite a few different examples of Jedi that could have showed up. But the fact that it was the one that we know the most, Luke Skywalker, was fantastic. The Mandalorian truly is a story not about the references, but about the Mandalorian himself. It's a standalone story that has references just to add to the bigger picture and add to the enjoyment. You don't like one reference? Guess what? In about, 20 minutes, you're gonna have a different reference that you probably will like. So, this whole thing of we gotta cancel The Mandalorian because there's a little reference in there that I don't like, or something that I don't understand, I didn't see. They didn't treat any of the characters like you knew them before. Like Ahsoka Tano, Bo-Katan, they gave you what you needed to know for the Mandalorian story, and that was it. For those of you who actually do know more about these characters, it just adds to the fun. But it doesn't take away from the story of Mandalorian. And I absolutely love that about the Mandalorian. And the thing about Boba Fett, even, I wasn't really sure about Boba Fett being in this show. I wasn't. He died in episode 6. I didn't really think you could bring him back. And truth be told, instead of whining about it, I sat back and wanted to see what they did with him in the story. And so far, they have done very, very well. And yes, he's going to be getting his own show, so while I think he'll be in Season 3, I don't think he's going to be a huge part of Season 3, because the story is not how Boba Fett came back. The story is about the Mandalorian's journeys. And I think that Season 3 is really going to be about the Mandalorian going back with Bo-Katan to Mandalore and trying to raise the Mandalorians back up to be the planet that they are supposed to be. So I cannot wait for Season 3. I really think that's what Season 3 is going to be about. Are we going to get Baby Yoda? I really, really want Baby Yoda back in Season 3. I don't know. But I've talked so much about the stuff in this episode, but we haven't talked about the episode itself yet. So let's go ahead and talk about it. First off, we have the Mandalorian. He goes after the Doctor, Dr. Kershik. He's in a... Oh my god, the fact that we saw that ship too. He's in a old Star Wars Lambda-class shuttle. That was fun to see. That was very fun to see a Lambda-class shuttle. Okay, and then we get, of course, the Mandalorian catching him, and we had that whole scene with Cara Dune and that one officer, the one officer that's he's given himself to the creed of the Empire, and he's willing to sacrifice everything for the Empire, and he knows that she's from Alderaan, and he just torments her with the fact that she's pretty much a terrorist. That's what the rebels kind of are in Star Wars, right? So, I mean, I just loved that really interesting viewpoint. We get the viewpoint of the Empire as well as the rebels, and then of course she shoots him, and the episode goes on. We got Boba Fett and Mando going to go pick up Bo-Katan, and there's a little fight there between whether or not Boba Fett was Mandalorian or not, and he doesn't claim himself to be, but he claims that the armor was his father, and then she's like, "Don't you mean your daughter?" Because Boba Fett is a clone. That joke right there, and the little princess joke that he keeps calling her princess. I found that hilarious and entertaining. The entire show was entertaining. Okay, so the plan is to go to Moff Gideon. Bo-Katan wants to find Moff Gideon and get the Darksaber. And then, of course, we have Mando catching Baby Yoda in the shadows. We're going to have Boba Fett convince Moff Gideon that he's trying to hunt them down. So the Lambda-class shuttle flies in. Boba Fett flies in afterwards and tries to shoot him down. Moff Gideon, thinking that it's a on their side ship, the Imperial ship, the doctor's on there, he sends out TIE fighters. And that whole scene with the TIE fighters, just awesome, man. This is what Star Wars is supposed to be. This is what Star Wars is supposed to be. This is thanks to Jon Favreau. This is thanks to the people who worked with Jon Favreau. It's just awesome. I can't thank him enough for this. And then they get on the ship, and then out of nowhere, Mando's got to worry about the Dark Troopers. The Dark Troopers. The Dark Troopers. And one gets out. One fights Mando and is winning. Mando is trying everything he's got to beat this thing, and it's only because of the Beskar spear that he's able to stab through the head and kill the droid. And then he shoots all of the Dark Troopers out the door and into space. I knew right from there that there's no way that we're going to see the end of those. Those are going to come back easily. Because they can fly in space. So then he goes to get Baby Yoda, and who was there? Gideon. Bo-Katan never found him at the bridge. He fights Moff Gideon. Awesome. And everything Moff Gideon is saying, just take the kid. All I want is his blood. You know what? I'll make a deal with you. Take the kid. Never come near me again. And we're good. But of course, he's Imperial. He's not going to keep his word. He fights Mando and loses. And loses the Darksaber. Of course, then Bo-Katan can't have the lightsaber because she didn't win it. He tries to give it to her, but she won't take it. And I love that scene where Moff Gideon is just mocking them about the Darksaber and the rules of the Darksaber. It's just awesome. Just an awesome scene. And then the Dark Troopers come back. Oh boy. What are we going to do? The Dark Troopers are back. One of them. Mando barely took out one of them. Now he's got 40 of them? How are we going to beat these things? Oh boy. We see an X-Wing. Just one single little X-Wing. And I love that phrase that Cara Dune says, one X-Wing? Oh boy, now we're saved. She had no idea how right she was. The X-Wing comes in, and it is without a doubt Luke Skywalker. He flings up the lightsaber, defeats all of the droids. Let's face it, they're just droids to him. And Moff Gideon is terrified of this. He even tries to shoot himself to make sure that he wins. Of course, he doesn't. Cara Dune knocks him out, and they're not sure whether or not to trust Luke Skywalker, right? This is just Jedi. A powerful Jedi that took out tons of droids that these guys could barely take out one of them. Mando could barely take out one of them, so I'm guessing everyone else could take out maybe one of them as well, but there's 40 of them, and this guy just took out all of them. How can you trust this guy? But Baby Yoda knows who this is. He's the one that Baby Yoda called. And so, Mando trusts him, opens the door, and I love the goodbye scene between him and Baby Yoda. I was crying when Luke Skywalker brought out the lightsaber and was going down on those dark troopers. But I was crying even harder when I saw Mando take off the helmet to say goodbye to Baby Yoda. And the fact that Baby Yoda even pretty much asked for it, touching his helmet, like, can I see the face? And he just does it, like, where's my heart, man? What a story. And the promise that we will see him again is definitely not from Mando himself, but from Jon Favreau. We are going to see Baby Yoda again. Probably not till the end of season 3, I'm assuming, or maybe we'll see him in other projects. I have no idea, but we'll see Mando. Mando will see Baby Yoda again. We're gonna get that reunion, and it's gonna be fantastic. Alright, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm surprised I was actually able to get through this one without choking up. Like, I'm actually starting to choke up now, because, again, I cried twice in this episode, and it takes a lot for me to cry. Oh boy. I was in tears. This was so beautiful. This gave me everything I want and more. And what's fantastic about it, again, is that it's its own standalone story. Thank you guys for watching, and I am out. Bye. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you.